live stream, there is breaking news that has just come out of Plymouth Argyle Football Club, and that is that Conor Hazard is going to be out until December. The injury he sustained against Stoke has actually turned out to be an awful lot worse than I thought it would be, and as a result of that, he won't be playing until we open our advent calendars. So, yeah, that's just the breaking news I thought I'd put out there. So, this weekend, against the league leaders Sunderland, Regis Lebree's Sunderland expect us to start Daniel Grimshaw as our number one goalkeeper because he is going to be out. Hazard is going to be out. Real shame, because the last two games against Stoke and QPR, he's actually been our strongest player, and it looked like he was going to go in form at the way he was going, Conor. And the reason why we didn't lose at QPR was because of Hazard. Literally because of Hazard. If it wasn't because of Hazard, we would have lost at Loftus Road. If it wasn't for the Stoke game, then we probably would have lost maybe 2-0 or 3-0 against Stoke. But at the same time, you have to blame our attackers for the game against Stoke. Otherwise, we would have never lost that game anyways. But Hazard was still our strongest player. I'm annoyed, but I'm not annoyed at the same time, because Daniel Grimshaw, yes, he made that howler at Watford in the Cup, but he was still our strongest player. He was still our strongest player during that night at Vicarage Road. And you know what? It makes me so glad that that we've got two keepers competing for the number one spot this season. And you know what? It makes me so glad that Cooper's gone to Sheffield United, because one, we've had him for 7 years. Two, I knew he wanted a new challenge, so I couldn't blame him in the slightest, to be honest. And Sheffield United was a move that I pretty much accepted, because it just screamed to me that it was a move I completely understood. And the third reason being, Cooper was a clear number one when we had him. Now, we've got two goalkeepers that are going to push each other for that number one spot. And the worst bit about the injury is that Conor Hazard is, he was literally in the form of his life those last two games against QPR and Stoke, and I really thought he'd continue that. I can't lie though, guys. I knew he would miss this weekend. I did expect Grimshaw to start this weekend, because I knew he did get an injury against Stoke. I knew he picked up an injury against Stoke. But, there is a big but, I didn't think he'd be out for like this long. I thought he'd only be out for like 1 game or 2 games. I thought he'd come back for maybe West Brom away or Luton at home, Burnley away, one of those games. But no, he's out until we open our advent calendars. It looks like he's going to be out till December. 12 weeks, the club have confirmed. Wayne Rooney said that in his press conference on Thursday, he's going to show more information. He's going to show more information on about Conor Hazard's perspective at the moment. So that we won't find out till Thursday for that, pretty much. But yeah, like Caitlin said, good job you brought in Grimshaw then, because if we didn't have Grimshaw, we'd have no other choice but to bring back Zach Baker, who's currently on loan at the moment. And that scenario is still a possibility if Grimshaw gets injured as well. But now we just have to pray Grimshaw doesn't get injured. If Grimshaw gets injured this weekend, I am going to WWE Regis Lebree at Home Park. No, I'm joking. I obviously wouldn't, but that's what it will feel like. But yeah, honestly, it is Grimshaw's time to shine. We've bought Grimshaw from Blackpool to literally show his worth in the Championship. For him to make that step up from League One to the Championship. It's why we signed Daniel Grimshaw in the first place. And it's also why Blackpool are struggling so badly at the moment in League One. Probably one of the reasons why. But honestly, I have faith in the guy. I do have faith in the guy. I know he made that howler at Watford, but he was still our strongest player. He was still our strongest player. So it's going to be exciting to see what he does now between now and December. We've seen it before, though, when Michael Cooper got injured with his ACL. Like, when he was injured, everyone thought he'd be out for donkey's amount of months. He came back last season in October for that game at the Hawthorns, the 0-0 at West Brom. So you never know. Hazard might be back sooner. But as far as I'm concerned, it's 12 weeks. It's 12 weeks, so that is December when he's back, very likely. So, yeah, it's his time to shine. It is Grimshaw's time to shine. So, oh, God. I mean, I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm only smirking because it's literally, I know it's going to be such a long season. That's the only reason why. It's just the nerves. The nerves that get into you at the same time as well. Yeah, emergency loan. I thought that. Let me read what the chat said so far. So, Up the Villa, 49 years a fan. Fair play, Richard, fair play. You'd probably be allowed an emergency loan if anything did happen to Grimshaw, which is true. And if all senior keepers injured, we'll be able to. So, yeah, exactly. But I do think we are allowed to bring Zach Baker back as a possibility as well. So, there is that option as well. But, look, I expected Grimshaw to start this weekend against Sunderland, I can't lie, because I knew Hazard picked up an injury, but I didn't think it was this bad. I thought he would only be for like 1, 2 or 3 games. But it is till December, unless he is somehow coming back a lot quicker. Like what happened with Michael Cooper last season with his ACL. He came back sooner than I thought. He came back October. He didn't come back during the new year, for example, or the second half of the season. So it's going to be interesting what happens now between now and December. So we're going to have Grimshaw playing for Sunderland, West Brom, Sunderland at home, West Brom away, Luton at home, Burnley away, Blackburn at home, Cardiff away, Millwall away, Preston at home, Leeds away, Portsmouth at home, Derby away, Watford at home, Norwich away, Bristol City away. I think he'll be back for Oxford. Oxford is our first game in December. It'll be either Oxford or Swansea. They're our first 2 games in December, and they're both at home as well. So it'll be interesting to see, because in December we've got Oxford, Swansea, Middlesbrough at home, Coventry away, Sheffield United away, and that's when we face Cooper. So we'll see, but he'll definitely miss this month now. He'll definitely miss October. He'll definitely miss November. I can't see him playing against Pompey and Derby. So, end of November, we might be lucky to bring him back end of November if that scenario happens. But 12 weeks is the second week of December. So I'm going to go along the lines of that and reckon it will be around when we play Oxford and Swansea. In a way, I'm sort of glad that we're going to have Grimshaw playing against Derby and Portsmouth, because Daniel Grimshaw knows how Portsmouth plays. Daniel Grimshaw knows how Derby County plays under John Mousinho, under Paul Warne. So they might be feel-good factor games for us when we play them back-to-back in November. So at the same time, though, both of those players from both clubs know how Grimshaw plays. Obviously from Blackpool last season, of course. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Is Galloway also injured? From what I've heard, I don't think he is. So I'm expecting him to start this weekend. But at the same time, though, I wouldn't be shocked if Rooney starts. I wouldn't be shocked if Rooney starts the same centre-backs as whatchamacallit, as last week when we started Lewis Gibson and Cornell Shooks. So I wouldn't be surprised about that either. Probably be back mid-December as we'll need to return back to training as well and get fit. Yeah, that scenario is very realistic as well. Galloway pulled out of the Zimbabwe game. Okay, well, I can't lie, I didn't know that, Marcus, so cheers for letting me know on that one. So, in that case then, I haven't heard anything from the club about Galloway's situation, but if that's the case, I'm not expecting him to start this weekend against Sunderland. I'm expecting it to be Gibson and Cornell Shooks. Maybe Pleggy might be given a start. I don't know, though. It'll be one of those three. Gibson will definitely start. It'll probably be Gibson and Cornell. I can't see Rooney changing it from Stoke. And also, our defence played really well against Stoke, so I can't see Wazza changing it. If he changes anything against Sunderland, it'll be our attack, because that is where we were poor against Stoke. And everyone should know that by now. So, yeah. As well as Victor Johansson being an absolute beast at the same time as well. So, yeah, I think that is the updates we have really for the fan channel here, guys. So we'll see what happens. So yeah. Oh yeah, and we've also got Rami Hadj coming in. I hope he starts this weekend. I hope Rami starts this weekend because we've brought him in to potentially be our Finazaza replacements. And if he can fill in on Finazaz's shoes, then that's outstanding. So we'll see what happens. I hope he starts this weekend, Marcus. I really hope he starts this weekend. I'm fed up with JB starting at the moment. He's so out of form at the moment. And personally, I would drop JB this weekend against Sunderland. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, yeah. Who knows? It's still early days yet, so I'm obviously going to ignore that comment from user GER2.2222. You're talking ridiculous, mate. It's September, not March. So, yeah, he's probably an Exeter fan in disguise, let's be real. So, yeah, that is the breaking news. Conor Hazard's out until December. A real shame, because Conor Hazard's been in the best form of his life. Oh, he's a Rangers fan. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I'm sorry. Celtic's bigger and better than you anyway. So, as a Cornishman, proudly saying that. So, yeah. I'm sorry, mate. I'm only bantering. But, yeah, I do prefer Celtic any day of the week. Any freaking day of the week. I can't stand Rangers because of their links with the Royals. And Celtic reminds me of where I come from, because I'm a Cornish boy. So, there we are. Anyways, what's Marcus said here? Hey, Sunderland fan, you are talking like Leicester City did, and we know what happened there. He's not a Sunderland fan, I don't think, seeing what he said there, Marcus. But you are right, though, because everyone slagged us off versus Leicester at home, and look what happened, we beat them. So it is the Championship. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. So, yeah, I won't hide that message. I find that funny. Yeah. Anyways, that's if he's calling me a knob. So yeah. Anyways, where was I? But yeah, like Marcus said, he's right. Like it's the Championship. It can happen. No one thought we'd beat Leicester at home, and we did. No one thought we'd beat Norwich at home, and we did. Expect the unexpected. That's what they say. And also, I know Sunderland are looking like a different team at the moment this season, but people forget that the last time we played Sunderland at home, what happened? We fucking beat them. We beat them 2-0. Azaz and Whittaker. I did say this about Stoke last week, though, at the same time, and it didn't freaking happen, did it? So, yeah. Anyways, I will be honest, though. I'd be much less confident if we were at the Stadium of Light this weekend, because we never win there. The only time we've won there was during COVID season in League One, in my lifetime. So, yeah, I'm glad we're home. I'm glad we're home this weekend. So, but will be interesting. I'll take a point against Sunderland this weekend, since they are doing very well at the moment, but I'd rather win the home games than draw the away games, so I'd probably rather the 3 points. I know it sounds bold, but I'd rather the 3 points. It's a home game. I have to want us to do well at home. Then we've got West Brom away, who are second in the league. We got a 0-0 there last time. I do think we'll lose that, sadly. I hope I'm proved wrong, though. Honestly, I will take a point at the Hawthorns. Then Luton at home. Now, if you told me about the start of the season, I would say I'd take a point against Luton at home, since they've just been relegated from the Premier League. But the Hatters are in their worst form I can possibly imagine. Rob Edwards is one of the favourites to get sacked at the moment. We have to beat Luton. They are diabolical at the moment. We have to beat Luton. And I know they've been a bogey team to us over the years in League One and League Two, but we really can beat them. That is a massive game coming up at the end of September. I don't know what's happened to Luton, but we honestly, we can beat them. We can genuinely beat them. And if we do beat Luton, that will remind me of Leicester last season, where we beat a Premier League side at home. It might cost Rob Edwards his job if they're still winless after 7 games. Then we've got Burnley away. Again, I'm not confident for that, so I'll take a point. And then we got Blackburn at home, which is a must-win, because Blackburn's record at Home Park is shocking. I know they haven't lost a game yet this season, but they will lose a game at some point. They have an awful record at Home Park over the years. I'm genuinely expecting 3 points in that game, or it's not going to look good on us at all. Then it's Cardiff away, who we should have beaten last season, but thanks to Matt Butcher, we didn't. It's another away game, though, where I will take a point. Cardiff are not doing well at the moment as well. And then it's Millwall and Preston to wrap up October. I'll take a point at Millwall, because playing them is a pain in the arse alone, as last season proved. Preston did the double over us last season, but I really think it could be the other way this time, because they are not good themselves. As Josh just said, they are crap at the moment. Even with Paul Heckingbottom in charge at the moment, they have started awfully. But we'll see. We'll see. What's this guy said from Mark? As a Sunderland fan, I hope your players can cope with high press, what we do. It'll be interesting. It'll be a good game. It will be a good game. You'll understandably be the favourites coming into this weekend. I mean, you're top of the league for a reason. Regis Lebris made a brilliant start to the season. There's no denying that whatsoever. I never expected Sunderland to beat Sheffield Wednesday, Burnley, and even Portsmouth away. And they've just gone and done it. They've been incredible so far this season. So they are going to be the favourites going into this game, unsurprisingly, and rightly so. But it would be the most championship thing ever if we beat Sunderland this weekend, and if Sunderland's first defeat of the season came at Home Park. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, I'll take a point. I'll take 3 points, but a point wouldn't be too bad either, depending on other results. So yeah, as it's a home game though, I'd much rather the 3 points. That's what I wish for any home game. So yeah, we're going to be facing the likes of Anthony Patterson. There will be no Jack Clark this time, because he's gone to Ipswich. And he'll probably be playing this weekend at Brighton in the Premier League, most likely. No Jack Clark this time. Instead, we're going to be playing Jobe Bellingham again. Alan Brown, who they've signed from Preston. Unsurprisingly, you will want 3 points on Saturday, because you're top of the league for a reason. And I know if you do beat us this weekend, you're going to be building from that. But we'll see what happens. It'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I always enjoy a fixture between Argyle and Sunderland. Like, Sunderland's probably the biggest club in the country we have just consecutively faced over the years, because, yeah, honestly, honestly, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'm not looking forward to the form going into the game, but I am looking forward to the fixture. I mean, look, we're in the second tier for crying out loud. Of course I look forward to every game. So, yeah. I love the away day as well. I can't wait for the away day at the end of January. So, it's a brilliant away day, Sunderland. So, I'm looking forward to that as well. But no, it'll be interesting to see what happens. We're going to be facing Luke O'Nien, Daniel Ballard, Anthony Patterson, maybe Ian Pervader, definitely Alan Brown. From what I've seen, they've signed him from Preston. From what I've seen, he's been so good for them so far. That'll be a tough task for Randall and Houghton on Saturday, facing him. It'll be interesting. No, yeah, they got a good squad. They got a good squad. I know they ended last season so disappointingly and so badly. At the way they're going at the moment, they look like a completely different team. But still, it's only been 4 games. It's still early days yet. Remember what happened 2 seasons ago in the Championship? At around October, November, who were top of the league? QPR and Reading. QPR and Reading were top of the league around October, November time 2 seasons ago. Where did they finish again? QPR just survived and Reading got relegated. So that just shows that anything can happen in this league. Middlesbrough were bottom of the league for a majority of 2 seasons ago and then finished in the playoffs. Anything could happen in this league. Anything can happen in this league. So Sunderland, yes, look really good at the moment, but it doesn't define the season. They could still end the season really poorly. It's September. It's so early yet into the season yet. We won't have a rough idea on where clubs are going to finish until around middle of December, Boxing Day, halfway point of the season. That's when you start to get the rough idea. So people saying after the first game when Burnley beat Luton, honestly, you know, the minute when Burnley beat Luton opening game of the season, I like social media are fucking stupid. They are stupid, just going, oh yeah, this team should definitely go up. It's been 1 game for crying out loud. They've just lost to Sunderland and drawn with Blackburn, their arch rivals at home. Anything can happen in this league. So I don't know what's going to happen this weekend against Sunderland. It'll be really interesting. We're either going to Leicester it or we're going to Ipswich it. So yeah, that's everything I have to say really for this stream, guys. Conor Hazard is out. He won't be back till December. It's such a shame because he literally started getting into the form of his life with his performances against QPR and Stoke, and now he's injured all the way till Advent calendar week. So that is that, which means one thing, guys. It's Daniel Grimshaw's time to shine. Bring it on. That's all I have to say for now, really, guys. We'll see you all this weekend against Sunderland. Also, Harvey and I are going to be doing a stream this week as well. It's going to be called Who Won the Transfer Window. Ipswich, it meaning, like, I thought we'd beat them at Home Park back in March, Josh, and we lost 2-0. So, yeah. So, that's what I mean. Like, we beat Leicester and they went up, but we lost to Ipswich at home and they went up. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll see you all. We'll see you all this weekend against Sunderland. Harvey and I are going to go on stream some point this week, I think, to rate every Championship club's transfer window. So we're going to rank them all as well. So, yeah, we'll probably see you then. But in the meantime, up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green. Green Army! And, yeah, we will see you all against the Mackhams. Daryl's going to be there as well. So, hopefully, him being a Middlesbrough fan brings us good luck to this weekend. But, yeah, we will see you all. We will see you all versus Sunderland. Take care and goodbye.